Talk about the first day of practice and being out here in the rain this week.
I felt like it was a great first practice. I mean, I think guys were bouncing around, high intensity. I think the thing that stuck out to me the most is I think we were in a lot better shape. We had a 2.5-hour practice, longer than the spring practice, but it felt easier than spring practice. So, I mean, I think that's real good. It shows that we were putting in some real good work over the summer, getting guys in shape.
When you get to this day, I guess you can start counting down, a real opponent's coming. Let's talk about that excitement knowing the year's closing in.
It's exciting, especially for me, going into my last year, but it's exciting, knowing that we got a game coming up in a couple weeks. So that's good to, a sense of urgency. Everybody's got to go that much harder in practice, and I think it's going to make us a better team.
Coach seemed to be very pleased with what he saw in practice and how everybody kind of improved from the spring. Just your evaluation of practice and how you feel coming out.
I felt like because we installed a whole new defense going in. So coming in into fall camp on the first practice, we knew the plays, we knew the checks, so it allowed us to play that much faster. Guys weren't thinking as much when we were playing. And I felt like we were making a couple plays out there.
Can you speak upon the gap between the offense and the defense that was there back in the spring compared to this first day of practice when you guys were out there scrimmaging against each other?
Yeah. I felt like in the spring, I felt like the defense was ahead of the offense, and that's common when you install offense when you got some new guys. But I think that the offense is closing that gap a little bit. I felt like it was a lot more competitive out there. I think, as well as the offense, we learned a new defense, they learned a new offense. So I think guys are, playing a lot faster out there too. And we got a lot of competition going out there, so I think guys are playing better.
I asked Chubb the same question as far as the defense's role in not only competing against the offense every day in practice, but at the same time helping them because, your success depends on them as well,
Right.
when it comes to game time. So, what's that dynamic like for you guys?
Oh, so every time we want to get after the offense, because if they catch a pass on us or they bust a run on us, it's gonna make us better. We got to fit this guy better, we got to cover this guy better. So it's just a competition every day. We got to make each other better, they got to make us better, and that's gonna make us a better team.
And just moving forward or whatnot, now that the first practice is out of the way, just talk about what you guys need to improve on. Even though everything was so impressive today, still there's something that you guys can work on moving forward, right?
Right. I think now we got to pay attention to the details. We have to install new coverages, we have to install new defenses. So I think paying attention to the details. Whether it's like for cornerbacks, what we doing in press as far as like footwork, hands, things like that to make it so the receiver doesn't get a free release. Zone coverage, where your eyes at. Details, things like that. I think that's the things we need to tune up on to be a great team.
Very good.
Yep.
Thanks.